welcome to this new mod map tour on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Right then, a first look map tour, bit of a kind of jaunt around to get a feel for the Modular Map. This is a new map out by Fernand24. There are going to be some pros and there are going to be some cons, so if you're the sort of person that's going to complain at me for pointing out the cons, you probably want to stop watching now, unless you're one of those people that just likes to complain anyway. But that being said, I can kind of see where the map maker's going with this, but there are a couple of little things that I think could possibly do with a tweak. Probably need a little bit of a tweak. I say minor things. So, it's a little bit like flat map. If we have a quick spin round, it's incredibly flat. There are some little bumps and hillocks and bits here and there. But I think the concept behind this is a map that you can build on. Using the landscaping tools, using mods, using placeables, using all things available. It's a map for you to kind of build. Flat map was literally, there was nothing. This has got a little bit more texture, more trees and a bit more to it, but I think that's the kind of idea behind it. Now I'm on normal at the moment, and I'm on New Farmer. On New Farmer we're on 374 out of 1299 slots. That's not too bad at all. If you're on PC, slot count's not going to bother you, doesn't matter at all. If you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch mode, it's 279 out of 1299, which is even lower. If you start on either of those, Farm Manager or start from scratch, you don't have any of this at all. You do have the lime station, which is just there, but the rest of this, you don't have any of the buildings, any of the machinery at all. Nothing. Which brings me on to the next bit. We can have a quick look at the map. So, this is the map, and it's an odd one. On New Farmer, this is what you start with. You've got field 1, 2 and 3, and if I click on that, that's what you start with. All of that. Now if I click on field 1, 2 and 3, the price for that plot is 1,945,920. Field 1, 2 and 3. And field 3 is massive. Now here's the problem. If you start this on Farm Manager, where you've got 1.25 million to start with, that plot, which takes in kind of the main farmyard, you don't have to start there. You can't even afford to buy that. And the plots are pricey. 733,000. 987,000. This one, 2,339,000. I don't know whether they just need to be broken up a little bit. Maybe if you're going to cheat money in, if you're going to use government subsidies, if you can do anything like that, that's going to be irrelevant to you. But I'm just thinking, if you want to build a farm up and you want to kind of go down that route, they are quite expensive. Here's the other problem. Let me just click off that a second and zoom in. The biogas plant is here. So, like I say, on New Farmer, the biogas plant is already owned. You start off with all of that, but again, if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch, let's click on that now. To buy that plot with the biogas plant on is over 14 million. So realistically, if you're going to start from scratch and you start with 500,000, you can't possibly use the biogas plant for quite a while. So it's, like I say, there are a few things I think could probably do with a bit of a tweak regarding that. I like the fact that on New Farmer you start with the biogas plant, but the fact this is all one huge bit and it costs that much money, it kind of, surely the biogas plant should have been a separate entity, maybe, I don't know. Like I say, just thought I'd point it out. We do start with the farmhouse. It's all standard giant stuff. There's nothing modded. It's all kind of standard silos and all that kind of thing. So we've got the farmhouse we start with here. We do have the farm barn. We do start with a few bits of small machinery. We've got a couple of the Fendt 511s. We've got the Fiat. We've got a little Fortschritt trailer, we've got small cultivators ploughs, we've got the TX32 with its header, and we've got a 200,000 litre silo. That will only take your standard crop types, it won't take anything over and above that. So that's it's fairly kind of basic to start off with. However, like I say, I do like the fact that, let's start that up, put the weight on, not that it matters, don't really need it. I like the fact that you've got this ability to really build it how you want it, to landscape and add hills and trees, and there is some forestry, there are some bits of woodland, there's plenty of open space if you want to put in fences and hedges and that kind of thing. It's very low on the slot count, so you've got plenty of slots to play with. So yeah, I kind of don't know, I can see it from both sides. I mean, like I say, the pricing thing I think needs to be tweaked a bit, but I like the idea. Flat map, I just found it was too bare and it needed a huge amount doing to it. This is kind of somewhere in between. Our main store is just here, and if you reset vehicles they will reset back to this point here. Again, big open spaces, and your sell points are all pretty much on top of each other. We've got our lumber and our wood chips just over here, just round here we've got our livestock market, and then round here we've got our sell point. And I say sell point because it is one sell point, and possibly another thing that might put people off. There's only one sell point, and the weird thing is it's named Port Southeast, although there's not a port. Yeah, odd one, not too sure about that. So that's the only sell point, and at the moment we don't have on console modded sell points. I think that might be quite a cool thing to have, a sell point that you can place yourself. You know, it can be called whatever, it doesn't really matter, just sell point if you wanted to. But I think that might be, for doing a map like this where you're building it yourself, that might be quite a cool thing to have, because only having one sell point, a lot of people prefer to have a bit of choice and to be able to drive around and go to different sell points. So again, it's just another thing to point out. It's here, it's on the map, there is only one sell point. I'm not hiding it, it's just that's the fact. There are contracts available while I'm on this menu. If you want to do contracts, I just suddenly thought, spinnery, sawmill, Port Southeast. Where's the spinnery? Oh, hang on. That's Port Southeast. That there is your spinnery. So they're right on top of each other, those two sell points. What we have also got just over here is a little pond. The pond is free water, so if you don't want to put in standpipes or the various different water tanks that are available as mods, that water is free. There's not a huge amount to show. I mean, you know, there's a lot of big fields. They are expensive, as we've already kind of mentioned. What we'll do is we'll swing around over here. I'm going to open up the map. We've got the biogas plant just to the right here. Like I say, I just think I personally, still my opinion is I don't think you should have to buy the biogas plant. I just think to use it should be something that's available anyway. If you are going to buy it, it shouldn't be expensive, so kind of catching it all up within that main bit of land, which is going to cost you 14 million, is a bit excessive. We've got two big bunker silos, digestate tank just over there and the digester just here. It's a biogas plant, and we've got a fuel station just to the right. Just suddenly realised there's no barn either, is there? There's not a barn on here for selling bales and straw and stuff. I'm trying to think, is there a modded one? There might be, mightn't there? That's your fuel station. So the rest of the map then is just fields you can buy. And like I say, it's all fairly flat, so the landscaping really then does come down to you. There's plenty of space around each of the fields, and they are all square, rectangular, that kind of shape. If you want to make them other shapes and things, again, that's kind of what's been left for you to do. It's that option. Now, not everyone's going to like this, because a lot of people like to have a ready-to-go map with lots of detail and stuff on it and just go and play. But then there are a lot of people that are clamouring for maps they can make their own, you know, make it a little bit different. Trying to think if there's anything I've missed. I've got my list here. Don't think so. Oh yeah, the northern part of the map where we're heading to now, it does say in the Modhub, the northern part of the map is to be developed. And if you look at where we're going now, you've got a lot of big open space, got these huge fields, and there's a big expanse up here, which really doesn't have anything else on it. Now, I've taken that from the Modhub to mean it's for you to develop. That's the whole point, to make it whatever you want. Big open space up the top here. Or it could mean that the map maker is going to come back in and do some tweaks and updates and develop it some more. I think it means it's for us to develop. I think that's kind of the point. This big open space up here, very, very open. So yeah, I think this is going to be one of those Marmite maps, isn't it? It's going to be a love it or hate it. People are going to lap it up because of the ability to do what you want. Other people are not going to like it so much because, you know, they want a ready to go map, I guess. But like I say, this bit up here is massive. And really, that's all there is to it. That's the map. Like I say, there's only one main sell point, your spinnery, your sawmill and stuff as well on top of that. And like I say, if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch, you don't have any of the buildings, any of the machinery. Actually, what I will do very quickly, is we'll just go into the garage and I'll show you what you do start with. I kind of explained already, but the two favourites, the Fiat 1300 TX32 and Fortschritt trailer, the head of the TX32, we've got a rail cultivator, seeder, couple of weights, the silo, the farm barn, storage shelter and the farmhouse. And that's it. That's how the slot count's been kept quite low. I think to download the entire map it's only 59, 60 megabytes. It's not a big download map either. But there you go. That's it. That's the Modular Map by Fernand24. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If it's just for you to have a look and think, you know, to formulate your opinion as where you kind of stand on it. If you have found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.